Hello and welcome to Super Inclusive Saturday, June 13th, 2020. All are welcome, unless you've been banned. Now, Super Inclusive Saturday. We are the world, and I am showing you, and we're going to show you all kind of different exciting products. I'm showing you St. Pauli Girl.
Super inclusive.
Yes. There's James P. Madonna.
And the world's loudest jingle bell. I took a short video and put it on my Facebook profile of the long lost, well, they're not so lost, the Parrots of Edgewater, New Jersey, that flew away from their owners. They hated their owners, and they managed to survive many years, even through the winter. And they're definitely tropical parrots. And my hunch is, in the winter, they huddle near the transformers by the telephone pole,
where they can get warmth.
Yeah, I think that gives off heat, because I don't know how they survive food-wise, as well as the winters up here. And since they're tropical creatures, they're warm-blooded tropical birds. I have no idea. I mean, it's miraculous. It's miraculous.
Unless they're more adaptable than we think, you know.
I think animals are amazingly adaptable creatures. Hi from Morocco. Yeah, my sister was married to a Moroccan guy from Marrakesh, I think.
Now here's what I've got. Here's what I've got tonight.
St. Pauli Girl. Yes, the famous. Well, famous here. German lager, I guess, right?
German lager.
Yeah.
Pauli Girl. It's brewed according to the German purity law. And look at this funny comment.
I had an air horn. It broke.
We got Ronald Sutton. Now this beer is 5% alcohol, 5%. I bought it today. Best by September.
They make it really dark. St. Pauli Girl dark.
Unfortunately, it's no longer produced. I'm in Louisiana. James is in New Jersey, and Ronald is in Ohio. So we've got two Northerners versus one Southerner. That is a mismatch.
Ohio, yeah, north of the Ohio River separates Kentucky from Ohio, right?
Correct.
West Virginia. My house looks over the river. I could walk in less than a minute and show you the Ohio River. My house looks over. Every morning I take a leak in the morning. I look at the Ohio River.
Do they stock it with nice freshwater fish?
They have it. I don't know. It used to be like a world-class smallmouth fishery back then, and then they used to stock hybrid striped bass. It's a white bass mixed with a striper.
I know.
Okay? They don't reproduce. They don't reproduce. But there was one phenomenal day where I caught. Seriously, we caught 21 hybrid striped bass, and 18 of those fish were Fish Ohio Award fish. You know, met the lake requirements and everything. And my youngest son was probably 5 years old, and my niece was probably 7 at the time. And I'd have to hold on to their waist and stuff so they wouldn't get drug into the water. Minnows and bobbers. You could see them porpoising coming up the river. It was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal day.
It's amazing.
But that's bad.
It's amazing how through genetic engineering, they were able to create a striped bastard that can survive in fresh water, because the original
they can control the population so they don't overfeed on the bait fish. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you mix a sauger and a walleye, you get a saw guy that they stock around here, and that saw guy is also a hybrid that will not reproduce. It won't reproduce, so they can control the population.
Now we're gonna get back. We're gonna get back to river animals, but I want to showcase the St. Pauli Girl for a moment, and then we'll.
I wish you would.
I'm not gonna go like too long, but so it's a green bottle. It's thankfully 12 ounces instead of like European 11.2 ounce. That's their 330 milliliters. So this is 355, but we're using the old English system of multiples of 3. That's why when you go to the grocery store, most things are in a 6-pack, 12-pack, 18-pack, 24, because multiples of 3. Anyway,
it's easy to remember.
There's the gold. St. Pauli Girl is an old brand from the 1960s. I think it was only for the U.S. market all along. I don't think it's sold in Germany. But there's a close-up of the label.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry, I had it out of. I didn't have it centered right.
The Fräulein, yes, the Fräulein.
Yeah.
But they used to have their own website, and they had every year they had a St. Pauli Girl, and they would have competition. But that kind of died out. The brand has kind of hit the skids. The St. Pauli Girl Dark is no longer made. I think they started importing it to the USA in 1965.
That was
I love
good
the
beer.
dark. Yeah, I love the dark. But now, this is all we get, and probably in 10 years we won't even have it. But it was made by Beck's. Beck's came out with St. Pauli Girl as a German culture-oriented beer for the U.S. market. Okay, people in Germany.
And then there was the controversy. There was the controversy that wasn't really imported because they started making it in the United States. There was a rife about that.
We're going to get to that in a minute. Now, the aroma, when it first came out the bottle, it was strong, what people would call skunky, but it was strong, grassy hops. Well, that dissipated after about 10 seconds. So now we're just getting malt, rich malt. Yeah, rich malt, grassy hops, not a whole lot of aroma. The flavor is very similar to Beck's, which makes sense because it's made by them. Biscuity malt, mild grassy hops, medium body, crisp, clean finish. If you were eating a sausage with a Kaiser roll or another kind of bun with some brown mustard, sauerkraut, some grilled onions, maybe some beans, pretzels. This is perfect, perfect. It would probably go well with shellfish. It would go well with shrimp, crawfish,
bratwurst,
fried oysters, knockwurst.
You're giving me indigestion.
Yeah, what do you call that stuff with this fried, breaded, and it's fried? The meat.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel.
And sauerbraten. I was telling a guy about knockwurst. I says, don't knock it until you try it.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't knock it until you try it. So I'm going to close this out by saying it's very good. I don't think it's quite as good as when it was coming from Germany. It seemed like it had a little more intense grassy hop.
Little something to it. Little something.
Yeah. Because if you look at the bottle carefully, it says brewed according to the German. It says this has been in effect for about a year now. Brewed in the USA according to the German purity law.
Oh, forget it. American.
So now,
yeah.
Yeah, now it's brewed in St. Louis, Missouri, by our friends at Anheuser-Busch. So,
Wonderful.
hey,
Wonderful. They're trying to create a beer monopoly. They probably have.
they have, yeah.
It's IBEV. IBEV, man, they control the global market.
Yeah, InBev said
InBev,
today,
IBEV, whatever.
yeah, InBev said today Belgium, tomorrow the world, and they kept their promise.
Well, unless a family-owned business says, go take a hike, screw off, buddy. We're maintaining the high quality standards that we have done for many generations. We're not going to cut corners on our product.
The problem with that is that money talks and sentiment walks, right?
Sure.
Oh, you mean everybody has a price?
Right.
Yeah, everybody got one, buddy. It all comes down. It all comes down to that mighty dollar.
Is that enough? Is that a pile of Ben Frank? No, you want another pile of Ben Franklins? Beep, 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 beep.
I want Benjamins. I don't want Frank. I want Benjamins, man.
Let me give you a very small backstory on this. I have a viewer who sent me a bunch of beers, and he said that, excuse me, he alerted me that this is now U.S. produced. And he said he thought they ruined it. He thought Anheuser-Busch ruined it. And he said, would you get a six-pack or a single and review it and tell me what you think? And I said, yes. And just so happens the day after he asked me this question, what do I find? A six-pack of the American Brewed. I don't think it's terrible, and I don't think they ruined it. But I will say that I don't think it's up to the level of when it was made in Bremen, Germany. When it was in Bremen, Germany, it was better, I think. Now, James, do you have anything to show us tonight? Or any comments?
Yeah, no, I have something to show. I was going to say it's like comparing a nationally advertised wheat beer that's owned by a macro company or perhaps made in the U.S. compared to those wheat beers that I brought that were German wheat beers.
Right.
Like, was it Aventinus?
Aventinus, yeah.
Aventinus, unbelievable beer. I mean, floral scent, citrus and floral aroma and flavor. Yeah, I mean, there is definitely a difference between the Germany traditional the purity standard over there compared to over here. It's like buying a BMW or a Mercedes that was assembled in Mexico because they want to save money on labor. You know, same deal. Okay, I got the because of terrible weather, I didn't get to the liquor store, but I will go early this week. I got the Whole Foods organic vanilla flavored almond milk. Okay, and it is by far my favorite non-dairy beverage that I've tried, and I've tried them all. The oat, you name it, I've tried it. The soy, the coconut. So anyway,
I'm sorry, it's not a beverage; it's a beverage.
A beverage, it's like the French. It's like chapignon is mushrooms, right? Poulet or chapignon, chicken and mushrooms. All right, we got the Banana King. Well, world's greatest shakes. You know, everybody that owns the company says their product is the world's greatest. World's greatest. World's greatest whiskey. World's greatest bourbon. World's greatest. You know, the French say
world's greatest rum.
Yeah, the French say that
cognac.
That Grey Goose is the world's greatest vodka. The best. Yeah. I didn't think it was the best, but it was pretty damn good. Anyway. Excellent. You can taste the vanilla. You can taste the almond. You can taste rich and creamy flavor. And I bet a shot of amaretto or maybe frangelica might go well with this.
Oh, I saw that today.
Frangelica, the hazelnut liqueur, organic almond.
I saw it at a grocery store called Zupardo's.
Yeah, actually, it's quite for a liqueur, and I'm not into sweet anything. It's actually not bad. I mean, I always loved the hazelnut, which is called a filbert in English. I always
filbert. Yeah,
filbert. Yeah, I always partial to it. Now my grandparents and aunts and uncles growing up had a certain, I'm not going to say it, had a certain nickname for Brazil nuts.
Yeah.
I will not.
I was just going to say it. Yep.
I will. Let's put it this way. It's named after the biggest protrusion on your foot in the front.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, but they didn't say. But they never said Brazil nut. They always said the other thing.
Right. I never knew it was called a Brazil nut being in Louisiana. I thought it was always a
humana toe.
Yeah, N dash R. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
we all know what we're talking about.
I thought it was a 3-syllable. Okay.
Asterisk, dash, dash. Yeah, right. So anyway, it's got a lot of great ingredients in it. And as far as almond milks go, I give it 100 out of 100. As far as non-dairy beverages go, I will give it a 98% out of 100. Because I'm taking, I had a problem. I'm taking medication, and the pharmacist says I can have one beer or one shot, which is a jigger, right? Ounce and a half, more or less.
Ounce and a half.
Yeah. Several hours after I take the medication. But she says only one beer or one shot. All right, which is enough for a review. That's
I knew a guy, he was 92 years old in the hospital, and he drank Genesee. You have to bring him a 6-pack every day just so he could stay regular. Just so he could keep going.
Regular? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, you mean like bowel movement regular, or just?
Yeah. Just every night we go up and get ice and put it in his sink with a 6-pack of Genesee. And he'd drink it every night. Enjoy a couple with him. Well, I drank beer in the hospital. I was in a hospital bed. You said I'd go nuts if I couldn't have a beer.
That's what that's how dark roast coffee reacts on me. It's a very colonic evacuation.
Yeah. I like Maxwell House French Roast. Maxwell House French Roast, I believe, is a pretty good coffee. I always enjoyed that coffee.
Well,
I've told my thermos up and go out in the woods and hunt deer.
You like Maxwell House because it says "good to the last drop," or you just like it?
I just like it. I don't. Folgers is okay. I really don't care for Folgers. I like Maxwell House.
Yeah, I used to like Chase and Sanborn, but I drink I drink the Whole Foods Night Owl Spanish roast, or Trader Joe's has a really good dark roast also. But the best
I got a grinder. I can make fresh coffee, and Kroger's 8 o'clock bean coffee is great.
Oh,
buy the whole beans. Kroger's 8 o'clock bean coffee. That's how Kroger's made their name, was on coffee.
Yeah, that was 8 o'clock. The Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company had 8 o'clock coffee. The AMP.
It's great, man. On a chill morning when you're going out to get in your tree stand, you suck a couple cups of that down, buddy, man, and you're set.
All right, now, Ronald,
the best coffee I ever had was Sumatra Dark. Oh, man, that was you know what the worst thing anybody ever drank had to be a Sanka instant coffee at a diner. I mean, how the hell? I can't stand instant coffee.
They used to come in foil packets. Used to come in little foil packets.
Now, Ronald, Ronald, you got any beer or anything to show us?
Yeah, it's a lawnmower day, man. Everybody's cutting grass around my neighborhood. So I thought I'd still enjoy another Hams. And it pours. I've been sucking on a few of them, man, to tell you the truth. But the head retention and the lacing on this, you can't beat it. It's like I'm in wonderland that they can sell this product for as cheap as they do. I'm serious. It's just a gorgeous beer. I enjoy it day in and day out. Bringing up your St. Pauli Girl, Jay, I was thinking in the back of my mind that I was going to do one of the other guys on the tube. He does that call out or head-to-head challenge or throwdown is what he calls it. Throwdown. And I was going to get a St. Pauli Girl and compare it to that. I call everybody says Stiegel, but I think it's supposed to be pronounced Stiegel. You know, everything I read, it should be pronounced Stiegel. But anyhow, I was gonna compare it with that St. Pauli Girl because I think they're very similar in style, taste. They're good products, but I believe that they did a disjustice to that product when they started making it in the United States.
Yeah, well,
there's a distinct taste difference. I could tell it right off. I could tell it right off. There's something about it. But another one I'm going to do, and I can't find it anymore. I'm going to put my request into my little beer store that I found. Is a moose head.
Yeah,
you know,
we get that here. We get that here.
I used to love moose heads. I drank a lot of moose heads. Believe me, a lot of moose heads. We used to put our hands up and wiggle our hands, like moose antlers. Shit, we get crushed on that stuff. But I always enjoyed moose head, and it's a family. The Madonna, prima donna, whatever I want to call him, but it's still a family-owned product. New Brunswick. All the breweries, you know what all breweries have in common that date back way back when? They all had fires. Yeah, there's a story about that. The Moosehead Brewery catching on fire. They all had fires. You figure they're firing their brew, and they got all that dust from the grains and stuff floating around in the air. Just like a silo explosion.
No, they call that here. They call that Jewish lightning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got that powder and shit floating in the air, man. It'll go up in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
we had a look at this comment here. We had a grain elevator explode close to me once, and it killed a bunch of people. It was just so volatile.
Yeah, here's to them. Cheers. I hope they rest in peace.
Yeah, you know what made it explode? You know what made it explode? And the thing was, it killed most of the people it killed was women working in the office because the whole top of the structure blew up and it fell on top of the office.
Wow.
And killed the secretaries working in the office.
Wow.
Terrible. Look at this.
What caused it? You were going to mention what caused it.
Oh, static electricity.
Static, yeah.
It was very dry air, and they had some kind of static, and it sparked. And once that wheat dust sparked, that was it. It blew that concrete thing 100 feet up in the air.
Yeah. Yep. Good night, Irene. Here we go. You want to go on a ride? Here we go.
Look at this comment.
I ain't got my glasses on.
It says, I miss Ham's Golden Draft.
I'd never had it. I did have the light one time, but I never had the Golden Draft. But I'll tell you this, Ham's, I just can't believe that they can produce a quality product at such a low price. They did raise it $1 though. It's $15.99 a 30-pack.
Sumatra.
I'll drink it every day.
Sumatra Dark was the best coffee I ever had. Dark roast from Sumatra, the East Indies. That's right, East Indies.
Now here's Nina. Nina wait, Nina ought to jump in and give us a rundown of a beer.
Yeah. Come on in, girl. Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Now,
Hello.
Ronald, let me show you what I've got.
St. Pauli's Girl.
Yeah, no, I'm going to show you something nice. Watch.
Come in, girl. The water is fine.
No, just hold on.
Hold on. He's going to bring out something. I hope he doesn't bring out a doll. You know what? Yeah. Prima Donna, don't bring out no dolls.
Just hold on. Uh-oh.
Hams.
Unbelievable.
Genuine.
That's probably, you could sit that on eBay and sell that for a couple dollars. That's worth a couple dollars. Yep. That's amazing.
I bought this on a road
trip. What's distinctive behind the hams? What's distinctive behind the hams? The logo on the can. Turn around and look in your eyeballs.
Yeah, it's a lion with a sword and a crown.
Yep. Same as Modelo Negro.
Coat of arms.
Yep. Same as Modelo Negro.
Negro, yeah. Now here's the second version. They got a cease and desist order from Miller, so they couldn't call it Genuine Draft. They had to change the name to
Golden. Huh. That's amazing. I'm surprised you were able to find it that quick.
I bought this back in Chicagoland area, south side of Chicago, both times, and I told people about this beer, and they told me I was lying. They said, that's not true. I said, it's not true. What is this? This is a lie.
Yeah.
Does this look like a lie?
Don't you love when you prove somebody wrong? I love when I prove somebody wrong.
Especially when they tell me I'm telling a lie.
Yeah. You're lying to me. Not hell with you. I don't lie. I try not to lie, you know. Maybe I was brought up different or something, but no, I don't lie. I'll tell you my feelings, my truth, my opinion. I don't care. You know, it belongs to me anyhow. But anyhow, this hams, it really is a good beer. But I honestly, it was on my mind to do that St. Pauli Girl against Steig.
Yeah, that's
I ordered a case, by the way, today. I ordered a case. I enjoyed it so much. That was the first time I've had it. My son has that Radler. You know, you were talking about flavored beers, and I pulled up when you did that Steigl review, and it's been a while. You were young. It was like 10 years ago.
Oh, the Radler.
Yeah, you brought up flavored beers, and you said, I hope I never have to review one of those. Boy, have times changed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Now.
I laughed so hard when I looked at that. Like, I can't send it to you, but I'm sure you remember you said that. Unbelievable. Yeah, I hope I never taste one of those.
Now you'd be lucky to find a beer that's not flavored.
Yeah.
Well, actually, back in the 1990s, a lot of companies were trying to mimic Miller Genuine Draft. So all these little companies started coming out with their own canned draft beer. And I have a whole array of these. I have a bunch. You would be amazed what I've got. Because I went around on these road trips to Minnesota, Madison, Wisconsin, Iowa, whatever, and I would pick these things up, and then I would show people, and they would say, "Oh," I even bought them in Louisiana, in Grand Isle, Louisiana, and they say, "Oh, you know, they can't believe it," you know. Then they all disappeared.
Miller Genuine Draft's good. I like MGD. I like it better than regular Miller High Life. You know, but it's damn near the same. One's pasteurized, one's not. Isn't that what it is? The draft is not supposed to be pasteurized, I guess.
Right, it's not pasteurized, it's cold filtered. Yes, I have some cans of burger beer. Oh, there's Nino. Oh, here we go, y'all. Get ready.
Uh-oh, watch the attendance go up now.
How
hey, Nina, you got your haircut? Oh, right.
Yeah, I got a haircut. I'm happy. I'm like,
weird.
She got a more.
I've been cheered down for summer.
That is great. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm all. I actually was taking a little cat nap on the couch for a second, and I noticed you guys had jumped on, and I was like, I'm not missing out on this. I just got a shout out. It's been nice here all day. We were messing around outside, getting our lawn all squared away with furniture and stuff, you know.
Well, welcome to the chat.
Hey, I got myself a special beer.
You're always a nice addition.
Hold on. She got a special beer.
Ocean State Lager. Check this sucker out. This is a foolproof brewery out of Pawtucket, Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Excuse me, right on the Massachusetts-Rhode Island border. And they're a craft brewery. They're big and involved with boxing. That's where I picked up a bunch of these beer mats from. Ocean State Lager. Yeah, we have a boxer here in Rhode Island. She's a big deal, Shalito Vincent, and she was a real champion for a while. And then she up and moved to Connecticut. So, yeah, but my sister followed her. This lager is something. It's got quite a color to it. It's almost like the color of, what do you call that? The Pennsylvania lager, Yingling. But it's a little bit on the golden side. It's got quite the smell. Very bready, like a baguette. They get pretty French up there toward the northern end of Rhode Island. So a baguette, yeah, I could see that. Got a great smell to it, almost like a Leffe. You ever get Leffe beer down your way? Anyone?
Yeah, I almost bought some today.
Yeah, it's not like a honey taste on this. It's definitely a bread note. Kind of crackery. Kind of like those dry crackers you get with the little... It's not pepper. Maybe a little drying, peppery kind of spice to it, but it's real crafty. I like this one. I had one can already, and I haven't really cracked the code of what it tastes like, but yeah, there's some breadiness to it. We used to have a great bakery in Providence called Daily Bread. They had a funky tuna sandwich with cranberry sauce on it. You ever had that combination before? Tuna with cranberry and Swiss cheese on it?
No.
Yeah, they were proud of that one, and it was popular too. I got I'm surprised James isn't here today. I got his superhero from New Jersey on my shirt. The Toxic Avenger.
He's here. He's here.
Hey James, how's it going?
Hi.
So yeah.
The weather's been nice and dry, like up by you, like dry and clear.
They say that the pollen's going to catch up with us the way that it's all dry like this. It's all going to turn
oh boy,
turn real pollinated.
You live in Sarah.
What's that?
Okay.
Well, cheers out there.
I think he's yelling off to somebody down the street. Hey, how do you score that beer?
My grandson was trimming a neighbor's grass. He's leaving. I just had to say goodbye.
Good sport.
I bet you giving that beer a high score, huh?
It's a crafty beer, and it's not that there are any imperfections to this one, and it's definitely not somebody's cheap homebrew. So it's kind of going to fall between a perfect score and, you know, a great attempt at making a great American lager. So, yeah, I'm going to score it pretty high, but I'm not going to score it like a Budweiser. So I'm going to give you probably like a 90 area rating. I'm going to try to hash down some of the finer details of that rating as I sip on, because you can't really judge a book paragraph or two in.
It's darker.
It looks
It's darker than the book.
It looks like a Yingling. You're right. It looks like a Yingling lager, or even
What's the ABV? What's the ABV now?
Newcastle.
Probably about 5%. Canned Foolproof Brewery Company, Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Yeah, it says 5 on here somewhere. Alcohol beverages, pregnant. 4.8. So it's a sessionable drink. They don't want you getting too out of control with this one, apparently.
Hams is 4.7.
4.7.
Yeah.
I like a Hams beer, but this one doesn't have the corn taste like that. There's a crisper, less sweet taste to this one. Well, not that Hams isn't crisp, but there's a sweetness to Hams.
You can tell it's more roasted. You have more roasted barley malt. You can tell by the color. You have more roasted barley malt.
I picked up a real great. I picked up a brown ale locally also, and I'm not even going to open my mouth about like a Bach note or anything because that really, if I said I tasted that today, it probably came from the roast on the one yesterday.
Yeah, Nina, somebody's talking about burger beer. I have some old burger beer cans. So yeah, I know about burger beer. It's famous in Cincinnati, but it's not too famous around the country. So you're enjoying the beer, but you're not. You're saying it could be perfected a little bit better, yeah.
Yeah, it's crafty. They did a great job. There's nothing to be upset with. It's a great craft beer. Good lager. I like to see more of those.
And thanks for joining. Our view count shot up to like about 8 viewers in about the last 5 minutes.
That's what I said. Yeah, I told you it would. Oh,
I know.
Lordy.
For some reason, less people want to watch 3 middle-aged guys talk about this, that, the other thing. Okay.
Middle age. I'm going to live to 120. Yeah, I'm an old ass. I'm not middle aged.
Don't they want to get educated? And nobody wants to
You call it what you want to call it. Now here's 3 more oddball beers. Okay, getting back to off of the silly stuff. All right, here's one that you will never see, but I bought a 6-pack. Ha ha.
Wow.
Huh.
That's something. That's something there. Yes, sir. You got a good one.
Where'd you find that? Where'd you find that one?
I bought
I
this
got a
in
quick story for you too, Jay. When you get done with that, I got a quick story for you.
I bought this 6-pack in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and literally it was brewed right up the street from the store at the brewery in G. Heileman Brewery in La Crosse, Wisconsin. And I let my father try it. He said, well, I liked it, but he said it's a little bit too rich for me. But he drank a lot of light beer, you know. So that was an interesting find. And when I bought it, I said to myself, I bet you I'll never see it again. And I never did. So I couldn't pass it up. Then about a year later, I was in somewhere up there. Might have been the same city. No, I think I bought 2 6-packs at that store in La Crosse at the same time because I couldn't pass it up. I got so like frenzied. Here's another frenzy. Can y'all see this?
Yeah, old style.
Old style. Yeah. Old style. What was that? The Chicago? That was the White Sox or Cubs? I think that was the White Sox.
Cubs. Now look at what, but look.
Cubs? Draft.
Cold draft, cold brewed, or cold package, cool brew.
Yeah, cold filtered from La Crosse, Wisconsin. When I saw that, I said, I gotta buy it. You know, I couldn't pass it up. And so
false dash advertising was that cold waterfall where where the water cascaded down that filtration thing. They had that in New Orleans. Filtration thing. Yeah.
Wait, I got one more, and then I'm gonna stop boring people. I got one more, and then I'm gonna stop. Here's one more. I bought this in Louisiana, actually, around 23 years ago. Okay.
Filtered. Gotcha.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Good. My mom used to drink Pabst Bock. She used to buy a 6-pack of cans of Pabst Bock. I was too young to drink, so I never had a taste of it.
Yeah, that was one that was made for a long time, Pabst Bock. And but this is from Milwaukee. This was one of the last beers that Pabst made in their brewery before it closed down in 1997. So
yeah, and then they moved to Georgia and screwed it up. They screwed that beer up when they moved to Georgia. I mean, bad.
Well, you know, they had to because they were about to go out of business. Okay. Now, before I show y'all what's coming up tomorrow morning, but while anybody can say whatever they want now, it's open forum.
Where'd they brew Falstaff beer?
They had a number of breweries. The main brewery was in St. Louis, and it's a huge complex abandoned today. They had a brewery in New Orleans. There was a brewery in New Orleans that closed down in 1979, 41 years ago. And it's still there, but it's been turned into an apartment complex. Here's an amazing thing. If anybody's got patience, most people today don't have patience. There's a
Look
great
at the video. Look at the videos about Ham's brewing facility up in St. Paul. It's tragic. That facility was a life-sustaining part of the community, and what it is, you can show. They'll show it on YouTube. But people go down underground and in the old brewery facilities. Yeah, it's tragic.
Yeah.
Well, there's a video. Well, listen, real fast. There's a video. It's on YouTube. I watched it. It's amazing. It was the best thing I ever watched. In 1989, Falstaff announced that they were going to close down their last brewery, which was in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So this guy that worked there had a video camera, and he went through the brewery for like November, December 1989, and then in January 1990, and he recorded all the brewing operations. I mean, he figured, hell, it's going to close down anyway. What are they going to do? Fire me? So you can watch this video where the guys tested the beer by hand, where they took two mugs, the tankards, and they're pouring it back and forth, and the guys testing the Half-and-Reffer malt liquor and the Falstaff. Then they're taking spades, shovels, and they're taking shovels and getting the yeast out of the vats by hand. Two guys. If you watch that video, you will see
regrew.
how.
Yeah, they regrew it. They kept on, the strain kept going on like sourdough bread.
That video is amazing because it shows that only 31 years ago they were brewing that beer like it was 1890, not 1990. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I would recommend it, Nina and Ronald and James, if you like historical things like that.
I used to make my own sourdough bread starter and keep it going. It's easy.
Keep it on the oven. You keep it on the stove. Little bowl behind the stove, little mason jar behind the stove. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you keep it like warm, but room temperature will let it grow also. But when it gets down to the bottom, you don't use the little bit. You use it to seed a new batch, and just keep
correct.
You keep on reseeding.
Budweiser. That's how Budweiser is such a high quality product. Is because they brought that strain of yeast and they reproduce it. They got like a patent on it. They freeze dry it and everything, and they send it all over the world. Every one of their breweries use the same strain of yeast, and that's why it's the highest quality product there is. Now, what craft brewery, so to speak, can keep up with that kind of quality? I hate people that they turn their nose up at a brewery that's been around forever that makes a high quality product. I mean, what was it? 98.6 there, girl? 98.4.
James, craft, old world crap. What?
James is a Budweiser hater, but I like Budweiser too. So me and James will probably get in some big fight one day, but because I like Budweiser too, but James does not.
With all the micro breweries in every state in this country, all the craft beer, that I mean, you see Thomas Metal 75, and I see Sierra Nevada, that all those beers on the West Coast that Michael Hilton takes out. I mean, it's like a work of art when it's in a glass. You know, it's American beers.
I'm telling you what, right there, that Ham's beer right there that has the lacing and the head retention, you can't get no better than this. I mean, I've tried. Budweiser doesn't have this quality.
I like Nina's.
Budweiser doesn't have the head retention. But I'm telling you, this Ham's, I can't believe it. It's the same glass. I've probably had 8 beers out of this glass. And that head retention, look at the lacing on the side of the glass. Nine always says how good my heads look. Yeah, you've been practicing because you've been doing good. But yeah, straight down the middle of the glass, and the bubbles actually drop. You know, they talk about nitro beers. Well, this beer, when you pour it, the small bubbles drop to the bottom, and it's like a volcano eruption that comes up to the top, and it's got a frothy mountainous head. I'm serious. It's got a frothy mountainous head, and I can pour it to where it goes over the top of the glass without dripping over. Without dripping over. I mean,
tiny bubbles in the wine. That was Don Ho.
No, I told him that the smaller the bubbles, the better the beer. I'm serious. Prima Donna, the smaller the bubbles, the better the beer.
No, I like it. Ocean State lager.
Have you had that, James?
No, but I like dark.
I'm gonna go. Wait. I'm gonna go back to the floor. I'm gonna go back to the floor in a minute. I will say this about Budweiser. Every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Central Time, Budweiser samples are flown in from all 12 breweries.
All around the country.
Into the office in St. Louis, and they sit down in this testing room and they sample all the samples from the 12 breweries. And if one sample is off, right, and if a sample is off, they're going to find bodies behind the dumpsters. Believe me, they don't play games. All right. So anyway, back to the floor. Y'all were talking about the Ocean beer.
Oh, my Ocean State beer. Yeah, James, it's a beautiful can. I saw an advertisement for this beer, just a simple few of these cans in front of the American flag, and I was sold. I had to try it, you know? That's some simple, stupid, beautiful advertising. If you can put your nice can in front of the American flag and you want it, you know? How can you go wrong? And I figure I'm buying Budweiser for the 4th of July, so I might as well get some of these craft ones that, you know, play with my heartstrings out of the way before that.
I would put like a peg leg pirate-like sailor with a hook for a hand. You know, I would get more elaborate. But that's some of the labels are very plain with high alcohol content, you know, Imperial IPAs, double IPAs, and they have a very plain label, you know, but that's nice. I guess low budget label, you know, not as hard.
I'm going to show you one. I got to show you this. Where the hell you go? I can't reach it.
Your hair is naturally curly, or do you get a perm?
My hair is extremely naturally curly, and it was almost straight from the weight of the hair. I was about to get a haircut right before, you know, everyone really buckled down for quarantine and couldn't go through for it and put it off for the 3 months or whatever. And I just had so much hair. I'm like, my neck feels better.
Yeah, I mean,
don't put that backwards hat on anymore because you.
I don't have to. I'm liberated.
You had puffs on the side. It looked like you had.
I had like wings.
Whoa, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I always had to go walk. I couldn't even walk around. I would blow away.
My head was buzzed before the lockdown. I had like no comb on the side. You know, it was buzzed on the side, the back, and a little short on top. And this is the result of not having cilantro. Yeah.
Rest in peace. But all Bill Paxton in that movie Weird Science with that flat top hairdo of his. That was a beautiful haircut. That was a beautiful actor right there. Rest in peace, Bill Paxton. Gone too soon.
Yeah, gone too soon. You're right. You're right. I've had to use my wife's hairspray to tame mine down a bit.
I've been seeing
white hairspray, a wet brush coming down. Well, I got a Donald Trump haircut. Yeah. Shit.
I figured you'd have a Flowbee out there, Mr. Self-Sufficiency, out in the great state of Ohio.
I'm already just take a clip. I got my dog clippers. You know, I got different attachments. I'll just take the dog clippers to it. Hell,
what I did was I bought some clippers from Conair clippers, and I just shaved my head myself. Yeah. Well, I guess it wasn't perfect, but I couldn't tie it all that long.
I know a guy that he bought the Flowbee and gave himself a haircut. Oh man, it was bad. Oh wow, it was.
I was just kind of like feeling around the back. Now, here is, but my hair is very thick, and I'm glad I have it. You know, I'm 52 years old, and it's still brown. Still brown.
I'm 60 and I still got mine. I'm happy. I'm a happy cat.
I saw. I had to turn around and keep from cracking up on the ground. I saw a woman with her older son, and the son's hairstyle was like Mo Howard from the Three Stooges. Like they put a bowl over his head and cut it around.
Bowl on his head. The old bowl cut.
He had the bangs. Oh, it was hilarious. Yeah, he was like it looked like it was in his early 20s, but it looked like, you know, his mother was the boss, you know. So I was like,
Jay, good. Getting back to my question before I forget.
Go ahead.
What ruined malt liquor in this country? You know, malt liquor was a high-end product. You know, when they came out with Country Club and stuff.
I guess.
You know,
I guess what did that was like the hip hop culture, and they kind of fed into that. And
no, it was way before that. It was back in like '77. It was when Budweiser came out. When Budweiser came out with Bud Black, remember Bud Black?
That was in 1970.
Yeah, it was early. It was early. It was like maybe 72. But anyhow, they catered to the black population. They catered to the black population, and that lowered the perception of quality for that product. And they stabbed themselves in the foot by doing that. They stabbed themselves in the foot. But I had a Bud Black. I had one. And you know, it was good, but they didn't call it malt liquor. It was just a high-end beer, premium beer.
No, wait. We're gonna let Jake Daniel talk. No, it was called wait a minute. Now I'm gonna call it like it is.
Well, it was called malt liquor. You're right.
First,
it was.
You say it's an honor to be with y'all. An absolute honor. How are y'all doing?
Doing great.
Very well. Thank you. How about yourself?
From Houston, Texas, I'm fixing to pour myself a Shiner out of the kegerator, Shiner Bock over here, to join with y'all.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Shiner Bock. Send one up my way, man.
Over here. Draft beer only over here.
All right.
Well,
let's take a good look at it in the glass. So, wow.
I got the schooner glass over here. I got the Schlitz schooner glass.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice beer.
Yeah, my grandmother drank Schlitz exclusively. What made Milwaukee famous made a damn fool out of her. It is what it is.
Now show us the beer again. I got you highlighted.
Well, I'm got Shiner Bock in the kegerator.
Right.
I'm drinking it out of my my Schlitz schooner glass right there.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Sitting in the game room, just enjoying myself. Glad to be amongst you.
Glad to have you.
We don't call it Super Inclusive Saturday for nothing.
Well, I'm glad to be included. I'm glad to be included.
Anytime. I'm not saying that.
He's open to everyone, brother. That's why I like this. He's open to everybody.
I'm telling you. Do you mind if I smoke a cigarette? Is that too shocking for y'all?
No, I got cool miles. You want one?
No, I'm smoking Lucky Strikes myself. But
Oh, I got a story about Lucky's. I was in jail one time, man, and the 10D, you know, that's all he had. Non-filtered Lucky's, man. I got about 3 of them off me. That was wow. They're strong. They're like a Camel non-filter. It's a good cigarette.
Yeah. But
Camel non-filter.
Camel doesn't have the flavor. Lucky's have like almost like a brown sugar kind of flavor to the tobacco.
Yeah, they're more
sweet. Yeah,
I understand.
I don't know if it's that their toast, the way they toast the tobacco or whatever, but there's a sweet kind of flavor to it.
Yeah, they're
Houston, Texas. By the way,
Gabriel
Barron, Baytown, Texas, right here. What's up? What you know about that?
My buddies, one of my best friends lives in Katy. In Katy,
West
Texas.
Side. Yeah, I'm on the other side of town on I-10, Baytown, Texas.
Yeah, his son works out on the rig out in the Gulf. Yeah, he's got a good son. Lives out in the Gulf. He works on the Gulf rigs.
Well, everybody here works in oil.
Yeah.
I can't see any of y'all.
Uh-oh. We're here.
Y'all can see me?
Yeah, we can see you fine. You're showing up. Now,
yeah,
Gary says,
right. Go ahead. Keep going, brother.
Gary said, hold on. Gary says Lucky Strikes mean finer taste. And then
no, LSMFT means Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Yeah, that too. And I put this.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yep.
You mind if I play the jukebox a little bit? I want to play a little bit of Louisiana music for you.
Fast because I'm going off the air soon, but we're gonna wrap up.
I'm playing it now. That's fine. As long as y'all don't mind.
Jukebox. Now those are never filtered, right? A Lucky Strike, that's not a filtered cigarette.
No, they're not filtered. See, it's just a cigarette. That's it.
That's no Wolfter, is it?
A lot of people don't know that Little Richard recorded his first song, Tutti Frutti, in New Orleans at Cosmo.
Yes, he did. Very few people know that.
Cosmo Matas's recording studio in the French Quarter.
Well, see, he'd been doing an adult version of that for years, but he'd been with a couple of other recording studios, including in Houston, and he just couldn't find that sound. He couldn't find that hook. And then he was in New Orleans, and they had this recording session. It didn't go anywhere, but then they went to a little restaurant or whatever and took a break from it. And he jumped on the piano and started playing his adult version of Tutti Frutti, and they're like, "That's it, that's it." But we got to just edit it down and make it friendly, and that's what they did. That's how he hit it.
Right. Now I'm going to show y'all something for tomorrow. This is going to be the competitor against Crown Royal. Now, Crown Royal is going to go up against this tomorrow morning at Dawn Bus Booth.
All right.
Not there. Jameson? Gibson.
It's a big old glass bottle.
Is there a fish on there? I hope a crown crest of some sort.
Ava, say hi.
Oh, antelope. Nice.
That's my friend, say hi.
Yeah, and it's got a, hold on a second. It's got a cork and a wooden cap, and I got it for the best price in the history of liquor.
Yeah.
Hello. What is this?
Hello.
Hi.
All right.
What are you
Well,
doing?
Jake, we got to shut it down. So
Always a pleasure.
does
I'm
anybody?
glad I got in on the tail end of it.
Dad, what are you doing?
Anytime. Now, I'm going to go around the bend. I don't have any last comments. My only last comment is that Dawn Busters tomorrow and Stout Sunday tomorrow at 10:30. Hold on, let me mute that because they got somebody talking. All right, so Stout Sunday tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern, and Dawn Busters at 6:30 Eastern if you want to get an early start. Then that's it. And then Multi Monday's got brown ale. I got a Louisiana brown ale for that. Wild Card Wednesday's coming up, and well, of course, any beer you want to bring doesn't matter. So that's it. So now then we move on to the next week. So you got any last words, James?
Well, all I have to say is I tried to get into the large Mitsuya Japanese market, and the line was extremely long Saturday. Trader Joe's, same deal, extremely long and slow moving. So I just managed to get into 2 out of 4 stores today. But, I think a lot of people were out and about because of the weather. But that's about it, really. I'm happy to see some dark, full-bodied lagers, and I don't know if that was a stout or a porter that the man from Houston was holding, but looked pretty good.
Yeah, a Bach, yeah.
Yeah, and also, the beers that Dr. Dave bring they look and sound really great. Anything that resembles a Pilsner or a light beer, I would stay away from. Now, the first malt liquors, was Old English and Colt 45, right? That nationally advertised malt liquors.
Country Club.
Country
Club.
Yeah, Country Club. Yeah.
That was the first ever nationally advertised.
Yeah.
And since I was a kid, like in the early to mid 70s, they had billboard advertisements for malt liquors in black neighborhoods. So I understand what Mr. Sutton was talking about. He's right. Yeah.
He's right. Yeah, he's definitely right.
Yeah.
Now, Ronald, any thank you, James. Ronald, any last comments?
No, I just one quick one. James Primadonna, you were talking about minimalistic advertising or beer bottles. This is a great beer, and that's all it is. There ain't no paragraphs or anything on the back of it explaining what it is. It is what it is. It stands on its own, and I'm telling you, it's a great
like Homer Simpson's Duff beer, the plain label.
Yeah, it stands on its own. The reputation precedes it, and it's word of mouth advertising. It's what it is. But what it is good. I'm telling you, it is really good. And Hams is too. Hams, I ordered a Hams old beer scene, the waterfall with the guy paddling towards it. I ordered it. I'm waiting to see what condition it comes in. Yeah, just to sit on my bar. When I get this set up, I still don't. I have really a hard time with my laptop getting on. You send me a link on my phone, and I have an Android because you spoke of that, James, about an Android versus an Apple.
Yeah,
Android does have better reception.
Yeah, I have no problem with my new Samsung Galaxy. I have no problem, but I had a lot of.
What I have. Well, I got a 6. Samsung Galaxy 6 is what I have.
Well, what happened to me was my iPhone forced me to use Safari as a browser, and that was not compatible with
Yeah, it
StreamYard.
wasn't.
Oh, tough break.
Only the Google Chrome is very compatible, or maybe
That's what I use.
yeah,
Yeah,
Google
that's what I use. Is Google Chrome.
with StreamYard.
Now, Nina, do you have any final comments?
Yeah, I mean, James, if you're looking for pirate-themed beer, maybe you should plan a little day trip to Rhode Island. We'll get some fried clams or something, and I'll point you in the right direction. We got a number of beers with peg legs on them that I've seen at the market.
You're gonna point me in the right direction off a pier into the Narragansett.
Yeah, I'll help you try on some cement shoes for.
Gee,
3 steps and turn left.
she's got
3 steps, turn left.
she's got dimples, so I can't get mad.
Walk the gangplank. So we'll figure something out. But yeah, we used to have a giant ship. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry. He was a big ship.
There's a statue right in Ohio. He's got a statue. It's Camp Perry. It's Camp Perry firing range. They launch artillery out into Lake Erie. Okay. And that's where they hold the National Rifle Accuracy Championship. Okay.
You're going to use a gun.
But there's Perry's Landing. Perry's Landing up in.
Anyway, they'll probably tear the statue down because something. But they'll probably demolish the statue for because he probably said something.
North. He was
that's
from
right.
North.
He probably doesn't matter. He probably said something bad once when he was like 14, so they'll probably tear it down. But
War 1812. It was the War 1812.
So anyway, Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry. He spent a lot of time in Rhode Island. They rebuilt his ship last summer. I was actually no, I wasn't. I was driving around in the area, but everyone was talking about it. They rebuilt this ship and they had just christened it, put it out. They were showing it off, and it hit one of the piers. They were driving around at night, smacked one of the piers in Newport, and it made this noise that shook everyone in town. This wood cracking sound of this 3-masted great ship hitting this pier. It was just like one of the loudest snapping of wood noises a human being could have heard.
Yeah. I used to go up to Newport after Mystic Seaport. I used to go to Newport back in the day, and I used to go to Salem, Mass every Halloween. It was a blast up there on if Halloween fell on a weekend.
Yep, the House of the Seven Gables and all that, the Rusty Scupper.
The Salem Brewery that has the beer dough pizza, the wood burning oven beer dough pizza, and they have it's nice. It's very peaceful. It's but not if Halloween falls on a weekend. And it was like the streets were packed with, like it was like a little Mardi Gras, sort of.
Go to Athens, Ohio on Halloween night. Athens, Ohio. It's Ohio University. The Bobcats.
All right.
Ohio. It's in Athens, Ohio. But it was crazy. People doing acid and walking around. They had like 137 bars in like a 3-block area. It was nuts. People were mashed. And then they protested because that was the weekend that they turned the clocks back. So they lost an hour of drinking time. They lost an hour in the bar. They were pissed.
Sound like Tulane University. Now, any last comments, Jake?
Yeah, I've got one. So when are you going to do that? Shiner Premium Blonde, whatever they call it now, versus Dixie? I'd love to see that.
Well, I have to find Shiner Premium Blonde. It's not too common around here anymore, so it never was really common. So if I can find a single, I'll do it. But I'm not going to go crazy to try to do it. But I would do it,
Well, think of it. It'll be a Texas versus Louisiana thing. There you go.
Yeah, I understand, but I have to be able to locate it. All right. Well, we're going to get off.
Let me know.
No, don't go to that kind of job. That's too much money and expense, too much time and effort.
No, it's not a hell. I'm only an hour from the border as it is.
Well, that's true. All right. Well. Anyway, we got to get off the air. So I'll be back tomorrow morning with a showdown for Canada. And y'all take care now. Everybody be safe and have a good evening. Make sure you don't say anything bad, because about 100 years later, if they build a statue for you, they'll tear it down. Okay.
I'm coming for you, Christopher Columbus. You were my hero in elementary school.
You know what's a great name for a craft beer? Have a can on the can, have a bare buttocks, and the product's called In the Can.
Hey, Bumpy, how you doing?
That would be
good.
Bumpy's gonna make a cameo appearance.
Yeah, a cameo appearance. This is my dry hopped Kolsch style beer, my homebrew. I call it Kobe 19 after my dog Kobe.
Bumpy.
And yeah, it's got some good clarity to it and stuff. But the problem is, when I fermented it, I didn't put it in my fermentation chamber, and the temperatures were all up and down, so it got a diacetyl problem. So it's kind of like butterbeer. It has a butter flavor, and I use Sriracha Ace hops, give it a little bit of a lemonness, so it's like lemon butter. Just what you want to drink.
Put it on some fish. Put it on some fish. It might be all right.
Maybe it'll pair with oysters.
I'm having
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, bearded clam.
Well, Bumpy, thanks for making this appearance. And so I gave my beer in the B range. James thought his almond milk was 100. Ronald loved his hams as usual. I like hams too.
94.
Bumpy, Nina gave hers a 94. I thought you said 90.
I thought the 90 range, and I leveled 94. I enjoyed that beer, and I would like to drink another one.
Okay.
Can't
All right,
be just
fair enough.
one. You gotta have at least two. You can't review a beer drinking one. You have to have two.
You're right. Now, Bumpy, how do you score your own beer?
Well, I would say with a major flaw, it would have been great if I had actually fermented it the correct way. So with a major flaw like butter, it's going to have to be below 70 for sure.
Well,
The hops
you
came
know,
out nice. Sriracha Ace gave off a nice lemon note, so it went right there. But it's dry, it's crisp, it's got everything else going for it except for the butter.
Yeah, it's a work in progress, in other words.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and Bumpy Road Brewery wasn't built in a day. All right. Well, thanks, everybody.
Keep trying. Keep doing it.
Keep trying. Well, we're going off the air, and I'll see y'all soon. And everybody, take care now.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
everyone.
Cheers.
Welcome. Thank you, viewers, watching Super Inclusive Saturday of June 13th, 2020.